Trucker Steve here. This is a clip from a newscast. It's about 4 or 5 part series, Dangerous Deliveries. Now in this particular episode, something came up that I did not know about how easy it was for new trucking companies to get started, not addressing the issues of safety. And when Congress, about 10 years ago, passed a law, 10 years from the point until now, it still hasn't been enforced. They still haven't done nothing with it. Just like the FMCSA on many of their rulings. Put rulings in and never enforce it. And at the end of the video, we'll talk about, FMCSA, well, we put in driver entry-level training. And driver entry-level training has also not been enforced at any CDL schools. And they acting like this is something that trucking companies are doing. No, this is something that's set up for CDL schools. Watch the video.
A new entrant motor carrier is a brand new motor carrier that the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration has granted operating authority to.
Attorney Joe Camerlengo says there's been a surge in new entrant carriers, and that, he says, has led to catastrophic results.
When a new entrant motor carrier comes into existence, there is no investigation into are they safe.
According to the FMCSA's own data presented at the 2024 Safety Research Forum, fatal crashes involving new entrants have soared, accounting for almost 500 deaths and $5.5 billion in crash costs in 2022 alone.
What the data shows is, unfortunately, a substantial share of new entrant motor carriers have chronic safety issues.
Jason Miller is a supply chain management professor at Michigan State University. He pointed us to this study showing new entrant trucking firms exploded in 2021 and 2022.
Essentially, from the onset of the COVID pandemic through about late 2022.
Surging from about 9,000 in a normal year to almost 20,000 in 2022, as freight rates rose substantially, attracting more people to start their own trucking companies.
We certainly see that new entrants get a lot more of those speeding tickets per truck than older established carriers. And we know from other research that higher rates of, speeding tickets per truck is very strongly correlated with accident rates.
So how easy is it to start your own trucking company? We found out it's a lot easier than you might think.
Literally, they just check a box, sign a form, pay $300, get the insurance. You now can drive 80,000-pound motor tractor trailers on our roadways as a motor carrier for hire.
We uncovered that in 2012, Congress passed a law to make it a little harder. The DOT secretary was to establish a written proficiency exam for applicant motor carriers that would test a person's knowledge of applicable safety regulations. Going back to that DOT 2024 Safety Forum, they admit that hasn't happened yet, noting that they are 10 years late meeting this requirement.
These companies are being formed to run freight for these massive brokers and shippers. If they say, hey, in order to run for us, you have to either have passed your safety audit or you have to demonstrate that you have a drug and alcohol program in place in writing. You have to have a training program for your drivers, and you have to have X, Y, and Z and this level of insurance. You know what they would do? They would go get that.
While physical scars are a daily reminder of the life-altering crash, it's the emotional scars that are even more painful.
When you have an accident on one of these things, more times than not, it's someone's life, and then it's a whole family's life that is changed forever because of this.
Now, for almost 3 weeks, we've been seeking answers from the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration about why the federally mandated written exam has not been rolled out. This evening, we finally got a response. It says in part that the agency recently prioritized establishing the entry-level driver training program to ensure that new CDL drivers are sufficiently trained and equipped to operate heavy vehicles safely. The agency also told us today that as of last month, 94% of new entrant motor carriers were on track to receive their safety audits on time.